Alright. Hey there, Rotterdam Wisecars fans. Jeroen here from Rotterdam Wisecars. Um, I think we finally got it. The connection and everything should work now. We had some problems. But yeah, new technology and everything. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. Anyhow, we should be here now. We're gonna play today a game of Song of Ice and Fire, which you all probably saw. Um, and yeah, we've got the Greyjoys today against Targaryens. Yeah, awesome, of course. It's, I think, one of the first streams that we're gonna see the Targaryens versus the Greyjoys. I've not seen multiple Greyjoy streams at the moment, so that's kind of nice. Also, at the moment, I think you only saw if someone was playing Greyjoy's Victorian, but today we're going to see Asha. So yeah, let's dive into it. The players were already busy getting everything done, so let's see how we can arrange it. Can everyone hear me? That's the first test before we're gonna move into the game. Could you reply in the live stream at the moment? Then that would be great. Okay, awesome. So everyone can hear us. So that means our stream is doing what it needs to do. And yeah, we're going to get into the game then. Today we're streaming round number 1 from the Battle of the White Harbor. It's an TTS event that we organized here for the Dutch community. The Dutch community is not doing that much at the moment, and we would love to see our players again. So yeah, we're gonna do it and dive into it. So yeah, let's get right away into the field. And here we are on the battlefield. We're gonna play with the new layouts and everything on TTS today. So we've got on one side the Targaryens played by Patrick, and on the other side we will have the Greyjoys. So the scenario that the players are going to play for what is it, round number 1 is a Feast of Crows. So it's the new one. We're playing with the 2021 rules scenarios. So they changed quite a bit. I'm going over this. The players are still rolling off, seeing what kind of dice they're going to use, which scenarios they're all going to play, so we can easily do this. So let's see. For Feast of Crows, both players now deploy a bit further. Deployments are now 10-inch instead of like the 6-inch, so it's quite nice. It's a bit easier, I think, especially for the armies that are moving a bit further. They've got 2 corpse pals. They're starting with that. The corpse pals, instead of that, they have now an objective token on there. The objective token is also carrying an objective card, and they got randomly drawn. We will go into there what will happen right now. Further, if an infantry unit is getting destroyed, another corpse pal is going to be added up until 4 corpse pals. And when a corpse file is getting generated, they will add another objective card on there. Further, they score 1 victory point. If they control an objective on the corpse pile, they score another one if they score it with their commander. So in this case, both Patrick and Thijs will score VPs extra, since they both have field commanders on the field in the form of Daenerys and on Osha. If you feel panic test or is destroyed, you claim the objective. If you walk away from the corpse spell, you also drop it. So in this case, yeah, you need to stay on there. And that's actually the scenario. We're gonna play with 2 points, or until 10 points. We're gonna play with this angle today here. I will switch in between there. Look also on the stream and everything. But we've got on the right, we've got now the nice colors, which turn it is, which of the zones are claimed, etc. This is, yeah, in thanks of the amazing bartender. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job on the mod. So a lot of people that play the game, maybe they saw flipping trays, stuff like that. Well, bartender made everything amazing. So he made 3D miniatures from miniatures that already have 3D miniatures. Think about the dragons, or in this case Daenerys. The Greyjoys will follow eventually. But yeah, the NCUs here as well for Patrick, Doxis, Illyrio, they've got now miniatures. Our great man, George R. R. Martin, today have some some nice bunny ears. That's due to Easter. You will see some 3D terrain as well. And as well, yeah, you see our stuff here. So we've got our own Rotterdam White Scar dice and everything. They're rolling now for the terrain. Both players probably decided on, yeah, let's do random terrain, so that they place random terrain, etc. Good afternoon, Mr. Mazarath. Good to have you here on the stream. Yeah, they also made a few of these views and everything, so I will dive into that, how we go further into the game. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So for the armies, just because, yeah, Thijs is probably one of the first players that's going to play the Greyjoys. Our tournament will be at 1.7 rules and 1.7 scenarios. Nevertheless, we will play with the unit cards from 1.6. So Patrick will, and the tactic decks. So Patrick is still playing with the normal tactic deck and everything. It will eventually change, but yeah. So let's get into the lists. At the moment, what we're gonna watch first too, I've got my phone open here. We're going into the list from Thijs. So as I said, he is playing with Osha today. Osha is the commander. Osha is sitting in a unit of Iron Makers. So when he deploys the units, I will go over the entire deployment. But yeah, Osha is sitting in a unit of Iron Makers. He also has an Ironborn Bowman unit. House Harlow Reapers with Carl. That's one of the new attachments from the Greyjoy unit box one. A unit of Ironborn Trappers. One moment, I need to ready everything. And let's see if I can state, because the guys don't like it to have it 3D. So I'm gonna help them. One thing, and then I can continue. There we go. There we go. So I'm gonna hide that again. I'm not gonna interfere further. So yeah, as I said, Iron Trappers and then Ironborn Reavers, and in there is Newt. It's also one of the new attachments that you have. And his NCUs are Eric Ironmaker, Aaron Greyjoy, and Windamar. Again, we will go over those when we will start playing. So players just rolled off. It seems that Patrick rolled a 6 and Thijs rolled a 3. So we're gonna see if he wants to change the table or stuff like that. Then it's possible. I don't think with the list that Patrick has, don't think it matters for Patrick that much. He can move, of course, with his dragons and everything. I think it's harder for Thijs to move around. So let's see what they are gonna do. yeah, getting into the list from Patrick. Patrick is playing Mother of Dragons, one of the most fearsome army lists at the moment. Honestly, is it balanced? It's really tough. I don't enjoy playing against it. Playing as a Baratheon player, so it's not fantastic. Let's keep it at that. It's really hard to counter. I think Free Folk has a really good chance countering it, and Starks have it, of course. I think the Night Watch as well with a few lists. I saw online from different streamers some games that had a good fighting chance against the Mother of Dragons, but it's still hard. It's still hard to beat them eventually. So it seems that Patrick decided to choose sides and go first. So he deployed what is it? Jorah Mormont, the Wandering Knight, on here. Let's see what Thijs is going to deploy. But yeah, going into Patrick's list, Patrick is playing then Mother of Dragons Daenerys. She's sitting in a unit of Unsullied Pikemen. Really special choice. Most of the times you see Daenerys in like a unit of Blackguards or stuff like that, since yeah, she's already really expensive with the dragons. But okay, he decided to play Daenerys in a unit of Pikemen. Of course, the 3 dragons, so Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion are there as well. As I said, Jorah, the Wandering Knight, and his NCUs are Illyrio and Xoran Sorodoxis. So he's not playing 3 NCUs, so there's a little bit of an advantage on the NCU board for Thijs. So that's going to be an interesting one as well. So yeah, let's see how they go. It seems that Thijs deployed his Ironborn Trappers over here in the far corner. As I said, I'm trying out to do multiple views and everything. Also trying to react on the chat as quickly as possible. For everyone who's there, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. We're going to try and do our best in creating the best stream that we can. Thanks, of course, by the help of all the hard work from Bartender, as I said, and some tips from other streamers as well. You can also see the scoreboard and on the right top as well some VPs and unit destroyed points. But again, I'm here as well to give you guys some insight on that. So let's see. So Patrick deployed his second unit down. It's Viserion. Viserion's going to stand over there next to Jorah. And it seems that Asha is going to deploy right now. It's a little bit hard for Thijs to move around. But yeah, what does the chat think about seeing the Greyjoys for the first time on the stream? As I said, I don't think I saw other people streaming with one of the Greyjoy factions. Yeah, it's really cool how they do, especially against one of these most competitive lists. On the Discord group, Thijs asked a few questions like, hey guys, what can I do against such an hard list? Can I survive? Can I endure? Stuff like that. A lot of people said like, well, unfortunately the balance is not there yet, so GG, well played. It's not going to happen. The Hollow Reapers have been deployed there. Seems that Thijs moved a little bit on the edge there. Again, we're not going to further interfere with them. Daenerys has been put in the middle with the pikemen, right over there. And now Rhaegal has been deployed as well. So that means only for Patrick, Drogon is going to deploy. So yeah, let's see if what Drogon is going to do. Seems that another Ironborn Reaver unit with Newt has been deployed next to Carl, because Carl was also standing already here with the Reapers then. So yeah, the Bowmen are the last unit for Thijs to deploy, and then Patrick still needs to deploy Drogon. So they both have what is it? 3, 5 activation on the board. Thijs has 3 NCUs, and Patrick has 2 NCUs. So it still means that Patrick has an advantage. Sorry, not Patrick. Thijs has an advantage by having more NCUs, so he can control a little bit of that. But will it help him? I have no idea. We have to wait and see. So Patrick is deploying Drogon as well, and he's gonna place Drogon in between Jorah and Viserion, all of them near Daenerys, of course, because Daenerys can trigger them proper. We've got the bowman here on the far side, so yeah, let's get into it. We've got the objective at the moment on the corpse spell on top is the one with when controlling this objective, the unit gets vicious. Unfortunately for Thijs, this does absolutely nothing since the dragons are fearless, so they don't need to do any checks whatsoever. So it's going to be a toughy one. The other one is while controlling this objective, this unit always attacks its highest attack die. That's kind of nice. It's always good to have more attacks because especially the dragons are doing a lot of damage, D3 plus 3, stuff like that. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I would wish the players both good luck. Both players have draw some cards, 3 cards of course. And now let's see if Thijs is of course the one that decides who goes first. And I think he is gonna go first as well, but we have to wait and see. So I'm gonna try one of the new views, the top-down view, so that we can see what's going on. Great. So unfortunately, the overall views from the Greyjoys are not working yet. But Bartender also made these small bars where you can see on which units are going on, and we can see everything perfect from this view. So we can see the dice trays and stuff like that, but it still has a few bugs, so we can't see how and what. We also see now the throne moving, so that means that Thijs is going to be the first player. So we're going to watch at Thijs' side. So as I said, trappers are standing left, Asha here, Carl over there, Newt over there, and the bowman on the far. And on the other side, so we're going to move to Patrick's side. Great with these views. Amazing one, Bartender. Need to say it. We've got Viserion, Drogon, and Jorah. Daenerys with the pikemen and Rhaegal. So, alright, so the first move is gonna be made by Thijs. Thijs activates Eric, Ironmaker, so one of his NCUs. Eric is going to go on the ladders and is now showcased here on the far right of the center. So it's easier for people that are gonna stream to see where Eric is going. For those who are not knowing what Eric is doing, when Eric activates, Eric can starts the game with 2 pillage tokens. Pillage tokens is of course a new mechanic of the Greyjoys, and with these mechanics he needs to give out, or he can give out tokens. So what that is something Thijs is going to do. When Eric activates, he can give one of his 2 tokens that he has to one of the units from Thijs. So in this case, Thijs is moving a pillage token to the, what was it again? To Carl and the House Harlow Reapers. House Harlow Reapers, with their pillage token, they gain +1 wound and then +1 attack. So it is the Reaper's fervor. When an enemy fails a panic test from this attack, each pillage token on this unit, in this case 1, you can choose one of the effects. So the enemy suffers an additional wound from the attack, or the unit from Thijs is healing, and he can, if he has 2 pillage tokens, because everyone can have a maximum of 2 pillage tokens, he can decide if he want to do 2 wounds or 2 hits. As a counter, Patrick played Illyrio Mopatis on the crown. Thijs needed to roll a morale check on one of his units. He rolled a 7, and he rolled on the unit from House Hollow Reapers with the token. So luckily Thijs rolled a 7, so they were okay. Why were they okay? Because you would have a -1. They're in the area of Osha, and Osha gives the bonus of like, hey, everyone within short range, so 6 inch, will give me her morale, and her morale is 5. So she's this inspiring leader. Of course, that's what you see in what you read in the books, and as well what you hear in the series. That Asha is, of course, one of those great warriors fighting to get some awesomeness from the rebellion. So let's see what Thijs is gonna do. Thijs is gonna activate. We have here. We've got another one going on here. We've got Windemar. Windemar is also one of the new NCUs. Windemar begins the game with 1 order token. At the start of a friendly turn, you may remove 1 order token from Windemar. If you do, choose 1. Draw 1 tactics card and restore 2 wounds to 1 friendly combat unit. 1 friendly unit combat unit performs a shift. And when Wendemar claims a zone, you may replace the zone's effect with place 1 order token on Wendemar. So in this case, Thijs decided to use the effect from Wendemar and not letting the move go off, but give him an additional order token. So Wendemar now has 2 tokens. And has not decided to use one of his order tokens. Also with the letters, when Eric was grabbing them, Jorah received a vulnerable token. So he's vulnerable at the moment. So yeah, chat, what do you think? Are the Greyjoys gonna have a chance? Is it that they gonna survive, or going to score at least a few points, or will they eventually die? That's one of the main problems. It's of course, as I said, it's a really tough list. You don't know exactly what you want to do with it or can do against it. That's due to the overall damage from them. They do a lot of damage. They give out a token or anything like it, so that can be vulnerable, weaken, or panicked. Depends on which dragon it does. So that can also be one of the things. As we probably see, this is one of the unfortunate problems still from TTS. One of the trays is stuck, so I'm gonna send the guys an what is it? The text, how they can help that out. That's always the problem, of course. But yeah, I'm actually quite curious what's gonna happen with them. I think the Greyjoys will have a good chance, probably, when they eventually will take a few VPs. I think that's already a victory for Thijs, since again, as I said, it's really hard. Okay, so the guys are still struggling with having a bug with the trace. We'll get it sorted out. But yeah, if you can score a few victory points, I think that helps Thijs already making the game a bit. If Patrick makes a few mistakes with playing the dragons and stuff like that, then I think Thijs will definitely have a chance. of playing against them, but we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see how it goes. I have no idea if they're gonna make it. As I said, dragons are really tough. D3 plus 3 wounds. All of them are vicious, so it's tough. It's really tough to play against them. Then again, I think if you're a really good commander, you know exactly what you're doing, how what, you should be, you can make a chance on what. So the guys are now helping each other since the small monster trays are bugging extremely. It seems that Patrick can't do any moves whatsoever from the starting point. He's now gonna pivot and see what if it works. So the pivot seems quite okay. And that all works. Let's see if it now works when he starts moving it. Yeah, there we go. So this is still like, yeah, an bug that is in the game for quite a while. I don't think, yeah, as I said, Bartender's doing everything he can. But this is something in TTS itself, I assume, or in the coding. I'm not someone that's really familiar to fix this kind of stuff, but yeah. It works now. So Patrick decided to activate Viserion. Made a small, of course, his free movement and everything. Viserion is now slowly moving towards the Iron Bowman. Patrick also tried to move out a bit, see if Viserion would be in range for shooting, but Patrick moved Viserion in a way that Viserion is standing at least 15 inches away, so he can't be damaged whatsoever. And we're going to see what Thijs is doing. So let's see. At the moment as well, Thijs already have 5 cards in hand. That's of course by drawing the letter. So we have no idea, of course, what they have in their hand. So we need to wait and see when they play it. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I think Thijs is still deciding on like, hey, what do I want to move first? Of course, the thing here is that he has more miniatures, or at least more activations, due to the 7 activation list from Patrick against the 8 activation list from Thijs. Thijs is always the last one to activate. So if he can keep that momentum and keep that activation up high, he can also see what Patrick will do with all his movements and everything like it. So he knows where the dragons are going to. He can react onto that. Maybe he can use one of his NCUs later on. It's a bit up on how and what. So we can see here on the far left, the Ironborn Trappers start moving. They're moving towards the objective. As well, Ironborn Trappers, a new unit that has been showcased by Kumi or not, I think quite recently, out of nowhere as well. They're now in the, they came for the first time in the, what is it? The app. And what they do, well, just like the most Greyjoy units, it moves 5, it has a hitting power on 4, 663 for ranks, so quite okay, I would say. Their armor is really shice, so that's 6, and the morale is also really shice, so that's quite hard to move them around. However, target 1, they've got an order, Trapper's Tools. It's probably one of the things that's going to happen with all the other trappers at the moment out there, so looking to you, Free Folk Trappers. that when target one enemy engage with this unit, for each pillage token on this unit, they become vulnerable a weekend. I think something is gonna happen the same with yeah, what is it, with one of the other units. So probably when free folk trappers are in long range, when they get when an enemy is activating them, or a wound or D3 wounds, but maybe then they will become more expensive, or doing something similar like the Ironborn trappers here, and that is making something vulnerable a weekend. Well, they got the pillage mechanic as well, just like the rest of the Greyjoys. If they destroy an enemy rank, they get another pillage token, which is going to be hard for Thijs at the moment in this game, because, yeah, what is it, Patrick? Just have one unit with ranks. The rest, everything has like wounds and stuff like that, so it's going to be tough. However, the last one, Disrupt, that has been showcased at a few other units as well. If I'm correct, at the moment only Grey Wind has Disrupt, and I think Jamie as commander is doing something similar, but it gives a -1 to enemies engaged with this unit. So if Thijs can get these trappers into combat with one of the dragons or with the Unsully, they're gonna hit worse. And that would be a huge advantage. Since then, yeah, the Unsully will hit less. The dragons, they don't need to roll to hit, so it won't work on the dragons. They just do automatically hits D3+3, so it will only work on Jorah and the Unsullied Pikemen. And as the trappers encounter, Patrick decided to start moving up Drogon over here, so behind Viserion. I think Patrick is gonna start moving. I think again they had the bug here. I think the bug came due to that Patrick deployed his miniatures on the back tray. How what? So he had to move them normally, you know. But that's something I can give him as feedback after his match. But he moved up and then marched as well towards the objective. But again, they stay close to each other, which is kind of funky because Patrick is moving away from Daenerys. So maybe a few cards from Daenerys aren't working proper. Let's see what's gonna happen. So it seems that Thijs is gonna start moving his Ironborn bowmen, probably to get them into the starting range. It's gonna be a tricky one since Thijs is now first player. So in the next turn, Thijs will not have the first shot probably. I think Patrick is getting the first shot, but we need to wait and see. Nevertheless, Patrick is focusing on that. It gives other opportunities to Thijs again. So let's see and wait. Thijs is now also measuring if he's far away. Patrick is measuring if the dragons are in range for a shooting attack. At the moment they aren't, since they're more than 10 inch away. So he needs to do his free activation first by activating them and then make a shift and shooting. He can't use swords and do that, so that's something good that Thijs did. So let's see what Patrick's next step is. I think he was choosing maybe to go to with Soran. Yeah, it seems that Soran is going to the board. And Soran is going to go and stand on the swords. So there's no shooting attack whatsoever from the dragons. It's just gonna be a normal attack, it seems. So let's see what they're up to. So he places Xoran on Drogon here as an influence. For those who are not aware what Xoran is doing. Xoran is a healer, so when he influences a unit, it automatically blocks 1 hit, and when you control the money bag, which in this case Patrick isn't, he would block D3 hits. So a really good combination, especially with if you get an amount of hits. Anyhow, Aaron is gonna be played on the money bags, but it seems Thijs is gonna play a zone. We do not so. What says when a friendly NCU claims a zone, replace the zone's effect. One friendly combat unit performs an attack action, which in case the bowmen are gonna do an attack action. If an opponent controls the money bags, this unit restores 1 wound for each rank. In this case, he's gonna use the shooting attack. And yeah, Thijs is gonna start shooting on one of the dragons. I think he's gonna hit Viserion probably instead of Drogon, since Viserion, of course, is in range after probably the shift. But also he doesn't have Sauron's ability on there, so he will not block an auto hit. Ironborns are still Ironborn bowmen aren't the greatest. Let's see where they are. So the reverse. Here we go. So they may reroll attack dice when they're in the flank and the rear, so they aren't. They have 6 shots hitting on 4s. It's quite okay. When they destroy a rank, they can move out a pillage token. They don't have pillage for themselves. Further, Thijs also decided to put Aaron on there. And he gives the unit a wound back when they resolve an action, which in this case it's nothing. When it destroys an enemy with a melee attack, it restores 1 wound as well for each destroyer attacked. But that's not happening either. So Thijs is going to roll, hitting here in the white scar dice tray, hitting on 4s. Let's see what the damage is going to be for the first shot of the game. Patrick is still thinking about something, so but it's gonna happen. We're gonna see some shots. So here we go. And Thijs hits 3 times. So quite okay. I have no idea why he's re-rolling those dice. I really have no idea. And Patrick rolled 2 dice, and he fails 1, it seems. So one of the dragons gets 1 wound. So it seems that Thijs decided to go for Drogon here. So the ability from Drogon blocked, of course, 1 attack, which is kind of good. And so he only made it to make 2 saves. Patrick failed 1, made 1, so Drogon has 1 wound. And yeah, that's quite it. That was We Do Not Sow card. Which is also kind of funny, to be honest. I think I've played now a few games against the Greyjoys, and I think that's also one of the advantages from Thijs at the moment, is that Patrick has no idea what the abilities are doing at the moment. The Greyjoy have a lot of cards that can do random attacks or stuff like that, so out of zone effects, so replacements in that kind of way, which can be tricky, especially now in this one. Oh, of course, yeah, since he rerolled because he was standing in the side with the archers, and then when they're standing in the side, as I said, they can reroll if they're in the flank and in the rear. So that's why Thijs decided to shoot on Drogon instead of on Viserion, because he could take the angle from the side. That's a good choice. So you want to have more hits, but decided to go then for the block 1, etc. So ballsy move. But yeah, again, can happen, of course, with the range attacks and everything. It's still 4+, so would it make it? Wouldn't it make it? That's really up to up how the dice rolls, of course, are. Patrick is activating Jorah. And he's maneuvering him and then march him. And he's also moving him behind the 2 dragons. Alright, so Jorah moved as well behind the dragons. Kind of funky, kind of funky. So he has 2 activations left. Thijs, of course, has 3 activations left. But curious to see what he's gonna do. If he's gonna focus on the objectives and everything, or that he's gonna wait and see how it goes with the other ones as well. Again, it's gonna be quite tough. I have no idea if the results are the greatest. I think Patrick at the moment is going towards one flank with all the dragons, or at least with the entire army. So I would assume that Patrick is also start moving Daenerys and the pikemen towards the center, but a bit more to the, for us at the moment, the right way. So more closer to the dragons. And Rhaegal will move forward as well, but also that to that side. Which means the trappers from Thijs, they will probably don't do anything at the moment. They will probably score some points and everything like it, and then, yeah, depends on the shenanigans that Thijs can do with his army list. Maybe we'll see a few more things going on there. But again, that's something to see. So let's. Okay, Daenerys is activating. Daenerys is making a small movement. So she's not gonna march whatsoever, she's gonna make a pivot, then normal movement. It will probably be quite hard for Patrick, since Patrick's armies are most of the time armies that are going quite fast. Think about the Dothraki, the Unsullied Swordmaster and everything. Everything moves like 5 or 6 or anything like it. But this is one of the first units that is just moving 4. So it's quite tricky probably for Patrick to play around that, since he's not used to going slow with a Targaryen unit. So he only has Rhaegal left. So as I said, Daenerys, or what I suspected was that Daenerys was going to move a bit more to the center and a bit more to the right as well. Patrick made a small pivot and then go there. Thijs is going to activate Carl, so that's one of the new attachments as well out of the Greyjoy Hero Box 1. What Carl does, let's grab her out here as well. She has Expert Duelist. An Expert Duelist is still the same, if I'm correct, in comparison to the last one that you saw with Expert Duelist. So when this unit is performing a melee attack, before rolling attack dice, choose one. The attack deals 1 auto wound, which is always nice if you're going against an high up armor save unit and you wanna force the panic test. But you can also decide to target 1 infantry attachment in a defender's unit and roll die. On a free up, you destroy the attachment. That can be quite a tricky one, because with this, Carl can maybe destroy Daenerys. But will it happen? That is something I have no idea. That's we still need to wait and see what happens with that. That is something, of course, that's yeah, I have no idea. Further, Thijs just moved pivot a little bit and moved as well. Patrick reacted with Rhaegal. Rhaegal just moved. I'm not quite sure if he's going to do anything else further. So let's see and wait if he's going to make another move, or that he's going to wait for the longer one. He's going to wait for the longer one, because I see the turn goes to the other side. So the the mod is going to change it. Player red, in this case Patrick, becomes the first player now in this turn. Everyone has been cleaned up, which was also fantastic. And we're going to see if anyone is going to throw away some cards. Don't think anyone is going to throw something. So let's see. Patrick is going to start with Illyrio, it seems. And he's going to put Illyrio down on the letters. So he's going to draw 2 cards. He's going to make one of Thijs' units weakened. Seems the Ironborn Bowmen are going to get weakened. This gives an opportunity, of course, for Patrick to get a little bit less damage from the archery from Thijs. But not something Thijs can work around to. So from this point on, so this turn, we're going to see some points getting scored. I'm not quite sure yet if Patrick is going to score something. I think he's just going to put Jorah on the objective, on the side where he's standing right now. But it can also be that one of the dragons is going to stand there. It can also be that he wants to move a bit further, how what. But Thijs will probably score the other corpse spell, since, yeah. As I said, I think Patrick is going to go over one flank. So it really depends on how it goes. Ooh, we see some dice over here. So it seems that Thijs is activating already his unit. Okay, so he hit 5 times. Is he gonna use the weaken? Yes, he's gonna use the weaken. And Thijs is still hitting 3 times. It's probably again on Drogon, since Drogon, he can reroll on that. So since it's on the side. So Patrick's only roll 3 dice because Sauron is not on there. And on 5 up he's making a save. So he's getting 2 wounds over there, since it's also in the side. But do we see the card here probably? Or the Fire Made Flash? Don't think it's worth, because it's not that much of damage. And Patrick can easy now grab money bags and heal those 3 wounds back up. But the card is going to be played. And as I said, Fire Made Flash, here it is. So Drogon, Rhaegal, Viserion, if they're attacked, after the defense dice are rolled, Patrick can decide for each wound they will get. They only get 1 wound if they, for 2 unblocked hits. So in this case, instead of 1 wound, Drogon will get, instead of 2 wounds, Drogon is getting 1 wound. Is it the right decision to play it already? I don't know, to be honest. Patrick has the opportunity to draw it back, but yeah, Xoron could also play it. Ooh, what do we see? Okay, interesting choice. Interesting choice. So Xoron is going to get played on the horses. So let's see what he's doing. For the chat, what do you think at the moment? I don't see a lot of guys reacting on what. You're of course also able to react in the live stream. I am sitting there with another account just to react onto it, so you won't see the Rotterdam Wisecars reacting on you, but just Jerome Felix. That's me. For those who are not knowing me, but then if you want to put down some questions or opinions or things that you want to see a bit better on there, and I will react onto that right away. So Drogon moved with the free maneuver from Sauron. Sauron is also gonna stand on Drogon, so Drogon is gonna auto block one hit again. But these were already the two NCUs from Patrick. I understand why he is using the horses. But he could also has easily done the money back and just heal up the two wounds that he received, and could have kept his Firemate Flash card since it was not usable. So let's see what Thijs is gonna do. Does he has another We Do Not Sow tricky card that he can attack again on money bags, and he can attack on swords because. Yeah, there he goes. Eric is going to go on the swords. He's going to give one of his pillage tokens. Let's see. He's going to give his pillage tokens to the Reavers, if I'm correct. So let's see. The Ironborn Reavers with Newt in there. Again, Newt won also one of the new ones. And Thijs rolled with shooting. Only hit once. I assume this was on Drogon. But let's see. Yeah. Yeah, just U532. I think that as well. He just wants to move to the side, get into the flank or maybe the rear. But yeah, I'm not a great Targaryan player, but what I heard from a lot of people is that you want to have the dragons around Daenerys. So I would prefer. I think what I would have done is probably do the free maneuver with Daenerys, get a bit more up in the middle, and then use with her cards all the abilities like, hey, you can do a free march, free attack, stuff like that, because that's gonna do a lot of damage towards Thijs. But let's see. So I see Patrick doesn't do any saves again, which means Drogon was the target. And there we go. Drogon is going to get activated. So I'm going to move the camera a bit towards there, guys, so that we can see what Patrick is doing. Okay. So again, quite interesting. So the free maneuver. And then it's gonna, of course, gonna pivot at the end of the maneuver. And then probably after this shifting 2 inches to the side. And then getting into the, as Joshua as well said in the chat, going to shoot in the flank with some breath attacks, which is kind of nice. It's going to do a lot of damage since the bowman has a terrible morale as well. And what is it? Osha is not in the area, since Osha's standing all over here, so she won't give her buff towards her morale buff towards one of the other units. They need to be in short range for that. So let's see. I think they still argue like, hey, am I in the front or in the side? Then again, let's see how it goes, because Patrick didn't play for quite a while. So let's see if they can figure it out themselves, since I'm doing the commentary. I'm not going to react onto the games. If something goes wrong for everyone watching at home, it can happen. And yeah, we should not interfere into it. We can always argue about it as well. So Patrick's going to roll 1 dice. It seems he's not going to move. So it's d3 plus 3, which this is a d6. So, oh wow, no, he's going in. Okay. Okay, guys, I didn't saw this one coming, but Patrick decides to go in there in close combat, which probably gives an opportunity to Thijs to do something in combat as well. So let's see. Or Patrick has a card, of course, by doing something tricky. But interesting choice. So he made the charge, moved to the far right of the unit, and he's going to roll. And it's a 1 on the wound, so that means 4 auto wounds to the bowman. So there we go. 4 guys will die. There they go. Good day, poor bowman. And then Thijs needs to roll a morale check. Yeah, as I said as well earlier, the dragons have special abilities. So in this case, okay, let's see. Thijs rolled. I have no idea what they're gonna call. If this is a bock or anything like it. But this is not something they're gonna make. They are rolling a 6, so which means unfortunately they're not gonna do it. So Thijs is gonna get another 2 wounds. It's not d3 plus 1 again, guys, because again we played with the new 2021 rules. Patrick is also playing a card. I think it's a retreat. Yeah, the hit or run. So Patrick is playing a hit or run. Also a really good combo. So he retreats 6 inch. And since he has the horses as well, Thijs becomes weakened again. And what I want to say during that as well, when Drogon makes an attack, as well, one of Thijs' units in long range or short range, I don't know, we should check it out. This is Drogon's card. Yeah, it's in short range, becomes panicked. So he also decided to make the Iron Bowman panicked as well. So at the moment, everything is, the bowmen are panicked and weakened. And Patrick is start to retreat the full 6 or as far as possible. And now it makes completely sense why he did the attack. Since, yeah, he had this card. And giving Thijs another... sorry. Yeah, give him another token. What? So, good play here from Patrick. Good play. Giving more tokens and the damage. The bowmen are now at 6 miniatures left. And we're going on to Thijs. If Thijs is going to play something, let's see. Also, everyone who's here, thank you for being here. This is our first tabletop stream. Again, it's not perfect. We're not there yet, but we try to do as much streams as possible. Why are we doing this? Well, we love to give everyone out there, especially now for Song of Ice Fire, the content that they need. We know a lot of the other channels aren't doing streams or battle reports or anything like it. This is of course a reason due to Corona. It's a shame, but we can't do anything against it. So yeah, that's why we're doing the stream. If you have any tips for us whatsoever, put it down in the comment section as well. We're gonna check out and see what we can change. But yeah, we will do more live streams in the coming weeks due to our tournament that we're doing right now. Be aware, it's probably not the highest tactics that you probably are used to in the day right now. A lot of the streams are for the World Cup that was recently or a bit on a higher level. The tournament itself is for beginners and to get more people here in the Netherlands into the TTS scene, to just get them on track, get to know them a bit more in the new rules. And when the new rules are there and when we're allowed again, we can start playing again with the normal stuff. But yeah, so let's see. Thijs, in the meanwhile, decided to activate Asha and do nothing with her. Okay, interesting move. As I said, probably one of the things that Thijs want to do since he has an activation more. Then Patrick decides to go with Viserion. However, the dragons have fly, so they ignore every terrain piece somewhat. But Patrick is still standing on the palisade. And if I'm still correct, even if you ignore it, you still can't stand on it. So, yeah. Okay, but again, here comes another card from Patrick. Unstoppable Advance. Attach this card to a friendly combat unit until the end of the round. It's at the start of a friendly turn, so it's probably going to go away. So I thought so, because they already started. And the guys, of course, want to do the most competitive level that they can. Patrick rolled again a dice, D3, so probably a breath attack. And that was 2. Oh no, he makes another charge move. Interesting. They should clean up their dice a bit more. So he rolled a 5 over here. So Viserion is now going in. Viserion does the same like Drogon. However, Viserion is also making a unit that's vulnerable in the area. Okay. So I heard the dice rolling. Patrick rolled a 1. So which means 4 auto wounds to Thijs' force. So 2 poor Ironborn are standing there. Here comes the morale. I think this is the end for them. But let's see. And Thijs is rolling a 4, so which means it's not enough. He's getting another additional 1 wound, so 1 remains. It's luckily, as I said, not D3 plus 1 again. So in this case, Thijs had a lot of luck. Will Patrick use the panic to get them off as well? Because there's a panic on there. Not quite sure if he will do it. Seems that he's going to do it. It stays on a 1, even with the reroll. So that means that 1 Ironborn Bowman is still there. However, the unit now has received a full Happy Meal. It's a joke, a meme, I guess. But they've got all the tokens on there. So Panicked, Vulnerable, and Weaken. But the unit is still there. Thijs is also going to play one of the Greyjoy cards. He's going to play Raiding Call. When a friendly Greyjoy unit activates, Remove up to 4 models and up to 1 pillage token. It seems that he's gonna remove miniatures somewhere and gonna put those back somewhere. So let's see what he's up to. Quite curious. Is he gonna put them back on that spot, or is he gonna put them somewhere else? I assume he's gonna. I have no idea what's going on here. So he just. What? It didn't have a pillage token or whatsoever. Okay. No idea what Thijs did here, but raiding call. Yeah, Thijs didn't have any other damage whatsoever. He just removed the unit, it seems. Okay, Thijs is also going to make a charge now. And he makes it to Viserion with the Reavers. So let's see. The Reavers have 1 pillage token. The pillage tokens with the Reavers are doing, those are the trappers, my bad guys again. They have Sundering, and they get +1 to hit for each pillage token. They already had 1, so instead of a 4 to hit, they're going to hit on a 3 to hit with 7 dice, Sundering and in the side, so this can do quite some damage on Patrick's dragon. And he also has Newt in there, and Newt again, as I said, let's see. There we go. Newt. When you successful charge, you become vulnerable, the enemy, which is kind of nice for the dragon now. He counts as Victorian's vassal, but we will skip that because it's not useful. And motivated by coin. We'll come back later on to that, because Thijs is gonna throw dice now. So 7 attacks, hitting on 3s, because they've got a pillage token. And he can reroll as well. So let's go. Sorry guys, it's been a long day already. Okay, so here we go. So at the moment, 6 hits. Ouch. I think something went wrong here, but yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, so he rolled accidentally the wrong ones. Okay, so in this case, Thijs hits all 7 hits. And Patrick needs to make 7 saves. Ace Sky, enjoying the hill. I have to be honest, at the moment, it's not hailing here. It's sunny for some reason. Okay, so let's see. Patrick is gonna roll. He has a normal 4 up save, becomes now 6 up. So he fails 5 of them at the moment. So he would get 5 wounds. Will Thijs decide to reroll though that 1-6? I have no idea. Curious. Oh, does the second Fire Mage Flash comes there? No. No. That's the wrong card. Here we go. Fire Mage Flash number 2. So he failed 5 saves, which means he will get just 2 wounds instead of 5. That's quite a bugger. Okay. So Viserion at the moment has 2 wounds, but Patrick played both his Fire Mage Flash cards. Now I'm curious if Patrick knows that he can withdraw those 2. Don't think so, but let's see. So Thijs activated that one. And we're going into Patrick's activation. So it seems the Wandering Knight is going to activate. As I already predicted. Patrick's probably going to move to the objective. I'm going to claim it. Because he just needs the points to have. So there we go. Probably going to pivot a little bit. And then from that point on, gonna stand there. So the scoreboard as well, Thijs and Patrick aren't aware how it works, but it's also one of the new updates. When a unit gets destroyed, you can grab the unit and throw it in one of the corpse spells at the far end of the blobs. In this case, Patrick decided to put the Iron Bowman tray into Patrick's unit, which should have been on the other side, because now the 4 points are going to Thijs, which is wrong. And finally, they also saw that when the units get destroyed, they need to place a corpse spell. So good job, guys! You did it correctly. So the corpse spell is going down, and they will generate a random card on there as well. But yeah, Patrick scored 1 victory point because he destroyed one of the units, which is good and was expected. But now it really depends on what Thijs is going to do. Of course, Thijs can now, in his next turn, can claim, what is it? He can claim the money back, because as I said, one of his NCUs has Motivated by Coin. It's an ability from the Stormcrows, Newt, the barber. And when you claim the money back, instead of healing, you can perform an attack action. So that's probably the thing that's going to happen right now when they finish with deploying the corpse spell. Again, they make a small mistake here by not placing it 1 inch away. What? They should move it away a bit further, or at least 1 inch away from terrain and other stuff. But again, we can't interfere in those matters. So and they're gonna put up the 3D stuff, 2D. Still arguing what. So what do you think? Is Thijs gonna hit the dragon now, 1 hit KO? We'll see. Quite curious on it. There we go, guys. There we go. For that. No. No. Okay, they're gonna measure it. 1 inch away. Yes. it's good that they help each other out. I think that's always, especially now since we're, what is it, streaming this stuff, you see quite a lot of the things that are going wrong, and it's always easier to say on the other side, like, hey, you're doing stuff wrong. But again, if they decide like, hey, this is okay, this is the way how we want to do it, it's the way how they're gonna do it. So they place the corpse spell over there, and they're now gonna generate a random card here on the objective, and they're gonna put it over there as well, and let's see what it becomes. So when you score a point from this objective, or one friendly unit in long range of the unit controlling this objective may shift 3 inch. So a small tricky movement thing. Again, really nice, really good. Will probably help Thijs a bit more in a favor than Patrick, I would assume. But then again, we have to see and wait. So yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. Again, as I said, I think Thijs is gonna grab moneybags to activate again the Ironborn Reavers. And then when he becomes the first player in turn 3, he's probably gonna attack again and kill one of the dragons before Patrick can claim a Firemade Flesh. So if he has some luck, he will kill one of the dragons. So the trappers are moving up. Helping them to just move the card and everything. But cool, they have Thijs now also claimed one of the objectives. I will use this nice tool to showcase where the tokens are. So Thijs is middle on the objective there. And Patrick is on the other side here with Jorah. Again, Jorah's token was vicious when controlling. Don't think Thijs is going to encounter Jorah right now, but we'll see. And the trappers are going to score a few points as well. So at the moment, I would assume if Patrick is not going to do anything against those Ironborn Reavers that are standing now to Viserion, there's a big chance Viserion could die, since he's also used his Firemade Flesh cards already, and he has none of his NCUs to reactivate again to grab the card back into his hand. And Thijs has again 2 opportunities to attack again, since he's gonna attack free with the crown, and he's gonna attack probably on swords the next turn when he's first player. But yeah, I don't have a magic ball. So here we go. Okay, so Jorah needs to do a panic test here, or is gonna force to do a panic test. From Wendemir, that's gonna choose to use the crown. I'm not quite sure what Thijs wants to do. Okay. Here we go. Patrick still needs to roll. He rolls a 10. So that should be more than enough for Jorah to make it. And now I have to see what Thijs did with Wendemar for his ability. Did he give him another token? Or is he going to do something else? Oh, he can do it at any point. Okay, he doesn't need to do it when he's activating. Check. Okay. So yeah, as you probably can see, Patrick is starting scaling down what can I do with Rhaegal, because Rhaegal needs to help immediately with this. Because yeah, it's really tough. He can't help out his brother, sister. I have no idea. So he needs to maneuver. Yeah. And he won't be in range to do another shooting attack. So tricky, tricky, tricky. At least there will be some VPs on the board. But as well, how are you all enjoying your Easter evening, day, morning? I think it's now all kind of different times on in the rest of the world. So yeah, are you enjoying it? Just relaxing like us, or cheering one of these forces on? Could be the Greyjoys, could be the Targaryens. I don't know. Put it down in the comments as well. Who would you like to see and grab that victory? Should there be destruction and death for the Greyjoys, or do we want to see some kebab in the form of dragons? Okay, so Rhaegal moved. Thijs is going to use Aaron Greyjoy on the money bags. And he's probably going to explain to Patrick like, hey, I've got motivated by coin. So I'm going to do my attack. Yep. So he's giving the angle towards Patrick like, hey, I will go and activate Newt. And Newt is going to use his ability. So Thijs is going to make a free attack action. I think one of the dragons is going to die. It's going to happen. We're going to see it, chat. We're going to see a dragon die. I think Patrick is more like, huh? Wait, what? What? Can you do that? Can you do that? Okay, Aaron is also gonna go on the reavers there. Good choice, good choice. And he's gonna roll his dice. And he's hitting 4 times. So quite okay, quite okay. It's not fantastic, but the hitting on freeze because of the pillage token. So there will be 4 saves for Patrick on a 6 up. Can he do it? Will he survive? He's not gonna die right away, but maybe he's gonna die in the start of the next round. Okay, so Patrick rolled 4 saves. Unfortunately, he failed 4 saves, so he is losing 4 another wounds. So he's standing, as you can see, on 6 wounds at the moment. So Viserion is quite damaged and has 2 wounds left, since dragons have 8 wounds in total. So on average, Thijs should kill the dragon next turn when he becomes first player, when he can activate one of his NCUs on the swords and just take him out. So and then it seems Carl is gonna move the Hollow Reapers because Patrick was already done with all his activations. Again, let's see. This is gonna stand on the objectives. It's because of the card, guys. I'll help them out. Yes. Okay, so he claims another objective. Okay, so here we are. House Hollow Reapers moved on the corpse pile, claiming that objective as well. And also starting to move up Carl, so if Daenerys is gonna move up further, somewhere here or so, that Thijs has the possibility to charge and probably do some damage. We have to wait and see. I'm gonna help them with this because it's just so. Because it was not in the ground, it's them moving away. Ta, 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 ta. True. So it seems like this. Patrick is gonna score 1 point. Okay, so we're going into turn number 3. They're probably gonna do the scoring. So let's see. Close up the terrain options, by the way. So Patrick is gonna score 1 more point since he has 1 point, and Thijs is gonna score 2 points since he has 2 objectives. So it's 2-2 at the moment. Oh, haha, you're right, just 2. I'm gonna help them out. So up, there we go. So, up. At least I can help them out. What? So the tokens should now be okay. They can move again. Okay, so what's gonna happen? So let's see. Patrick draw another card to his hand since he had 2 cards left in his hand. I didn't saw Thijs drawing new cards, so he probably. Oh, there we go. There we go. Is he gonna drop 1? Is he gonna drop 1? Okay, so he's gonna drop 1. He's gonna drop Blessed with Stone and Blessed with Steel. So it's a healing card, from what I understood. Okay, he's quite healthy at the moment. And he draw another card. And then we're going into the, the first activation for Thijs. Will he decide to go on the swords and take off Viserion? Or will Patrick get the opportunity to heal back Viserion? I think this is also one of the reasons why people are saying, like, when they play with dragons, you need to have Tycho. Because Tycho could have now interact right away and say, like, hey, I want to heal them up. And then just got 5 wounds back right away. But yeah, we're not here to complain. I think what Thijs can do now the best is moving off the swords. Because he can also use the money bags. But then again, you don't want to have these swords open for Patrick's units. Since he can have range attacks and Thijs can't. So he's going for the swords. Nice choice. And he's going to attack again, indeed, with Newt and the Reavers. So we're going to see another 7 dice here hitting on 3s. Thijs needs 2 more wounds to kill off the dragon. Let's see. Okay, so we've got 5 hits. So average, this should be a dead dragon, since it just have a 6 up save. It's a shame, but let's see. Is it gonna happen? Yeah, it does. It does. So unfortunately, one of the dragons is dead. Viserion is gonna leave the field, and they're gonna throw it in each other's corpse piles. So that's the mistake here. Thijs scored another victory point. If I'm also correct, they should get another pillage token, but Thijs is now going to drop as well. So there are 2 pillage tokens laying here for you guys. So the Ironborn Reavers are now hitting on 2s. And yeah, Thijs scored then now 7 unit points. Since the dragons are not 9 points worth, but 7 points due to the army list that Patrick is playing. But one of them is gone, which is quite interesting, because now it's going to be tricky. Because, again, Thijs is now moving 1 victory or 1 activation up Patrick drew it again when what is it? When he killed the bowman. But he's now coming back again with one activation more than Patrick. Okay, they're gonna drop another corpse spell. That's unfortunately wrong. But again, we're not gonna interfere with that, guys. So it's some feedback for them later. Because they're not, dragons aren't infantry, and corpse spells are in the new edition, if I'm correct, still, yeah, when an infantry unit's destroyed. So too bad, can happen, but oh well. They decide to drop it here. So the last one is coming down, and it says, while controlling this objective, this unit's melee attack gains Sundering. Can be nice. However, the dragons don't need Sundering. And Thijs' unit that is standing right over there doesn't need Sundering either. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. So Patrick decides to move a Rhaegal as a reaction, punishment, to try and kill out or do at least some damage towards Thijs. So let's see. Is he going to go in again and then do an hit and run? Or is he going to just make a shooting attack and stay a bit more safe and away from the rest? That's now the opportunity that he has. But we don't know, of course, his cards in his hand. He, of course, doesn't have Fire Made Flesh. So, seems he's going to do a shooting attack. Unfortunately, again, for Patrick, he rolls a 1. So that means he just burns 4 guys. However, he's going to make Newt's unit weaken due to the ability of the dragon. And Thijs needs to make a morale check with fishes. And the corpse are now in there, so it's a -3, which is going to be a tricky one, since Asha's still not there. So let's see. Ooh, that's a fail as well. He rolled a 6, which means that he's getting an additional 2 wounds. So Thijs loses half of his block against one of those attacks. But Rhaegal's activated. So again, it's back to Thijs to see what's going on. It's an interesting game. It's an interesting game. What do you think so far now at the moment, chat? Do you still think the Dragons will win the game, or will the Greyjoys sneak away this victory? Okay. So it seems okay. Okay. Thijs is activating Newt and he's going for it. He rolled a 6 and he's going probably into Drogon. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Wow. He's going for it all the way. Of course, with 2 pillage tokens, they're gonna hit on 2s now instead of 3s. So they're quite tricky. Again, those are the trappers. Dang it. But they still hit with 6 dice instead of 7 dice. Drogon becomes vulnerable because of Newt, because they made a successful charge. So let's see. They're gonna generate the dice now. Yeah, I agree with you as well. Just you 532. It's a really hard hit that they lost one of the dragons, and if Patrick if he rolls badly, he's gonna lose his second dragon. But statistically, he would survive. Okay, so Thijs has a reroll because he made a successful charge. So you can do the failures. And then from that point on, Patrick can decide to use the weekend token. So if he's smart, he's going to do that. Okay. So Thijs hits everything, and then he's going to use the weekend. Oh, and that's a bad roll for Thijs, unfortunately, because he's rolling 2 1s. Which means only 4 hits are coming through. Nevertheless, it's still Sundering, so the dragon saves on 5 up, and he's vulnerable. But he will survive this attack. He makes 1 save at the moment. So he will stand on 6 wounds. He can draw him if he used the vulnerable to 7, so he has 1 wound left. I think that is successful, you mean? Okay, so he used the vulnerable token, and he fails the last one as well. So he has, at the moment, 7 wounds. Oof. So Drogon has 1 wound left, guys. 1 wound. So Patrick needs to grab the money bags right now. And if he doesn't, he loses Drogon as well. Newt is activated now. Give Dragon's Parry? What? No way. Get lost, man. Get lost. I think dragons already are quite good, so they don't need parry, man. Get away. Justice for Targaryens, right? Alright, so let's see what Patrick is gonna do right now. Is he gonna use the money bags and healing up Drogon? Because otherwise I don't see Drogon doing it. Okay. A 1. No idea what's going on here. So he's getting 4 wounds. Where are these wounds coming from? What? Is Patrick attacking them? Okay. Whoa! An 8. 3 wounds. He kills him. Because it's vicious and the corpse spell. Yeah, he kills Newt. There goes Newt as well. Oh. Yes, I absolutely agree with you, just you. That Patrick, I think from all his firing attacks, he just rolled a 1. But then again, it's enough. Newt dies and Drogon survives with 1 wound remaining in play. And since there's no range whatsoever for Thijs anymore, it's gonna be quite tricky to get Drogon now and taking off that final wound. Of course, there are still possibilities with grabbing the horses and stuff like that. But let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see. So again, this is 3-3. As well, Patrick scored a few extra points. Newt 1 point and the Reavers as well. So the unit points destroyed are now 10 for Patrick instead of Thijs, and that's because they dumped them in the wrong corpse piles. But that's something they're maybe not aware of yet. So yeah, just to give all of you in the chat, thanks again for watching and being with us this afternoon. We will stream a few more battles from round 1 this week. So again, it will be a feast for crows. However, we're gonna stream on another few tables. And I know one of the tables will be neutrals against Lannisters, if I'm correct. We have no idea yet which of the commanders are getting used. We knew this from Patrick and Thijs before we set up the stream, so that's why we could use the right thumbnails, which is great, to be honest. And the other one is a brotherly love, or a brotherly hate, however you want to call it, between myself and Neil. It's also one of the local players here. And yeah, Neil and I both are playing Baratheons, but I play with 2 Stannis lists because I'm a true follower of the one true king. We can't argue about this. It's not going to happen. And yeah, Neil decides if he wants to play with his Stannis list. So he has 1 Stannis list with him. I think Axel Florent and quite a lot of units for Champions of the Stag. Or he will play his Courtney Penrose list, which is also a bit tweaked and not the normal Courtney Penrose list that you see regularly. So yeah, let's see. Alright, so Thijs wants to activate Aaron first. He decides eventually to start moving up Asha, probably using her a bit more to get this morale buff over there, since both these units could not use it proper. And yeah, with Patrick's fishes on there, it was quite hard for Thijs to survive and everything. So good play, at least to get Asha a bit more towards there. Is it too late? I don't know. As counter, Patrick is going to use Xoron on the money bags. So as I said, Patrick is probably going to heal Drogon. So he's trying to heal Drogon now. Still. He's a bit fighting with the wounds. He's pushing Drogon away. So he lost Drogon. So he clicked Drogon away. Yeah, okay. Okay, A-Sky, yeah, now it's hailing here as well. And raining and everything. It's mid of April, and a few days ago it was fantastic weather, and now it's terrible weather. I have no idea what the weather is doing these days. Anyhow, back to the game. Drogon has been healed for 3 wounds, so he's back onto 4 wounds. And he's gonna put down, let's see, he's gonna put down Xoron now on Rhaegal. And since Patrick also has the money bags, instead of 1 wound, he's gonna block D3 hits now. So it's gonna be a tricky one, especially even if Thijs wants to move into Rhaegal. I'm not quite sure if he wants to do. I think he can if he decides now to start and using the horses. If he uses the horses, he can move his Hollow Reapers already a bit further, and then maybe decides like, hey, do I want to go into Drogon, try to finish him off, or get into Rhaegal? And if Patrick doesn't react then in the correct way, he can also use just a normal attack. Because I don't think, no, Targaryen doesn't have a remove zone for movement. So if Thijs does the right thing right now here, he's grabbing the horses, he can move up, and he can come closer to Rhaegal and Drogon, since both of them have been already activated this turn. So yeah, let's see what Thijs is gonna do, because then he can also decide to make an attack with on Rhaegal, or maybe with Call on the Hollow Reapers. But it seems he's gonna use the trappers. He's gonna activate the trappers. He's gonna move with those bad boys a bit further away. Gonna use the dice towards there so that they're not falling off there. It's also one of those problems always. Still, Thijs forgot to make the shift in the last turn as well. Again, as I said, it's not the highest competitive level that you're probably used to these days, because my god, there are such amazing players these days on streams, and they're doing fantastic stuff. We would love to do that as well, and I think most of the mistakes made here won't be there. But using TTS and all the new rules and everything, it is quite common that you forget something, especially if you do it on the stream. So yeah, I think we all forget something sometimes. So the last activation goes, oh no, the almost final activation, and that's Daenerys. Daenerys is gonna move. Uh, need to move a bit less, Patrick, indeed, because that's again quite a long 4-inch. Okay, so Daenerys activated. It's gonna move up to the center, probably to fight off Asha and a few of the others. Of course, Patrick still has Illyrio this turn, so he could use Illyrio and get a activation token of one of the dragons. It could be handy if he has like Swift Advance or anything in his hand, or Unstoppable Advance, and move forward with the pikemen to get them in combat. But I would assume do it with one of your dragons. But then again, I have no idea. I'm not playing. I have no idea what they have in hand. But that would be a good option. So they activated. So Patrick has Lirio left and Jorah. And Thijs has Carl and 2 of his NCUs. So let's see what's gonna happen. At the moment, Thijs is scoring 2 points again. Okay. Since Aaron is going on the letters, just gonna grab 2 cards. It's not allowed. You can't put tokens on Sully because of their hashtag We're Awesome rule. So it seems that Jorah is going to get a token, or is one of the Drains getting a token? Drogon is getting Vulnerable. So, as I said, there can be a chance that Thijs, if Patrick of course is not going to block horses, is still possible in the way of getting to Drogon this turn and maybe get him off, but then now in turn 3 or turn 4, that's always a good opportunity to play Illyrio, to just give the extra activation for Patrick's dragons, probably to get into the rear or flank or anything like it. So here we go. Yeah, as we expected, Patrick is moving onto the horses. He's going to make a free maneuver. He's going to move away or closer. I think he's going to move away to score more points. So also gets 2 points. And this is, of course, yeah, the unfortunately sad opportunity that maybe Thijs had is disappearing. So, well played move by Patrick. Well played move. Needs to put the card away, Patrick. Then it's easier. So, there we go. I think the card doesn't matter, since the card, it gives it sundering, but the dragons are already auto wounding. So okay, so Thijs is activating. It's also, he's going to use Eric's ability to put another pillage token on there. You may maybe ask, hey, why is Eric have another token left since Eric didn't have a token? Oh, here we go. Panic test probably for Jorah. And he makes the test. So everything is okay. Why is he moving again a pillage token from Eric away? Thijs received another pillage token again since Sauron was grabbing the money bags. And when an enemy NSU is claiming the money bags, Eric is getting a new pillage token up to 2. So he received again one of the pillage tokens to spend again when he is getting activated. So that's why the Hollows now have 2 pillage tokens instead of 1. So okay, so Thijs only has Carl left at the moment. Patrick is already out activated, so Thijs now needs to decide, do I want to stay on the objective and scoring a point and getting it to 5-5 because both of them are scoring now 2 points? Or is he going balls to the wall and getting into the dragon? Then again, the dragon has D3 to block now with Sauron. It has full wounds, so it won't get down in one hit. So to stay in the game, it's maybe better to stay on the objective. I would do at least, but again, Thijs is a regular Greyjoy. You know what Greyjoy does. Greyjoys want to have some combat and smash people, or in this case, smashing dragons. So let's see what he's gonna decide. So until now, it's quite a cool game to watch, I have to say. I really enjoy seeing, I don't know, a lighter list of the dragons. There, of course, are a lot of people, of course, including myself, having some doubts or comments on how they are in the game. However, seeing them now in a bit more lighter version, without the Varus, without what is it, Tycho? It can also be okay. As well, yeah, Patrick decided, of course, to put them in on Sully. So it was there an extra 3 points, which which is giving a lot less opportunity, less stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so Carl is going to activate. And it seems that Carl is going to make a charge. And he rolls a 3. So I think he's in. So he's going in, nonetheless, as we said. He's going to move off the corpse pile, probably. Which means that, he's going to miss the objective. And he just wants to go in there for the kill. So yeah, let's see. He's doing, of course, with the pillage tokens, an auto 2 wounds. I would assume he's going to choose for that. And Carl is also going to do 1 auto wound because there's no detachment in there. So the dragon is getting 3 auto wounds. But we also see a card playing, the Kraken's Wrath. If you control this attack, it gains precision. Thijs controls the swords, so the unit also gets precision. If the opponent controls money back, it becomes vulnerable, which is kind of nice because, Patrick claims, of course, the money bags. So Rhaegal also is getting vulnerable. So the Hollow Reapers are going to hit at 3s, 7 dice. And and 3 auto wounds because of the 2 pillage tokens and Call's ability. So the dragon has 5 wounds left with D3 blocks. He should be quite okay, but if Thijs is rolling a lot of 6s here, because it received precision, there is quite a big chance he can do it right. But mathematically, it should not be there, and he should not die in 1 hit. But let's see, it's still dice game, it still can happen. So 7 dice hitting on 3s with reroll. There are no tokens on Thijs, so we can decide to reroll everything and try to get more tokens on there. Okay, I don't know this streamer's name, but okay, I do not associate Scary Spooky. You mean the game or the armies right now? Okay, so the first roll we see 1 6 and 5 normal hits. And Thijs is only rerolling the 2. So the dragon is getting 4 auto wounds. 2 from the pillage tokens, 2 from no idea why this is gonna roll. So he blocked 3. So he needs to make another 3 saves. So the dragon is gonna live anyway, because it received 4 wounds, or auto wounds. 2 from the pillage, 1 from call, and 1 from position. And it's getting 2 more wounds, so it's now down to 6 wounds. So it fills another one. Okay, so he received 4 wounds. I should be already on 5. I think the guys are still arguing right now, like, okay, what's the ability? But the dragon lives nonetheless, but he failed his 3 morale, or his 3 armor saves, and 4 auto wounds. So he should receive 4 autos and 3 wounds, so he should be on 7. So 1 wound left. Let's see if they can find it out. If Thijs would have had a bit more 6s, that would be ridiculous. Not quite sure if Ixoran can block the wounds. That blocks hits. Okay, so the auto wounds will go through anyway. So they grab it at 5 right now. Yeah, and they stay at 5. So something went wrong there. Anyhow, again, this is a really important moment. We can't argue with it whatsoever. But they decided it's okay. Of course, Patrick is scoring 2 points. So Patrick is going to 5 points. Thijs only scores 1 because he moved away from the objective. So he's now up to 4. And Patrick is first player in round number 4. In my prediction, I said like, hey, this is the end. In this turn, it should be over. But I have to say right now, both dragons are quite wounded. It now depends a bit on what Patrick is gonna do. I think he wants to go in, but I think the best thing he could do right now is healing one of the dragons, especially then Rhaegal. Seems that he threw away Unstoppable Advance. He grabbed a new card. And Thijs is keeping his 4 cards, or he's looking to his 4 cards. Okay, so he threw away another card. The Iron Prize. So this is also a card that you can remove pillage tokens for healing wounds or getting more movement, reroll charge distance. Kind of cool ability as well. Again, this is one of these things with all the triggers and everything in there. What should have worked, yes or no? But then again, up what they want. So Sauron is going on the money bags. He's going back onto Rhaegal, which is just gonna heal him. So he's coming back to just 2 wounds instead of 5 wounds. I'm just gonna double check for myself. Am I reading it wrong? An enemy feel. Oh, it's from the panic test, getting the extra wounds from. And they don't do panic tests. Never mind, Jeroen, you're cheating. You should read the cards better. So they played it correctly. Instead of the 7 wounds, it should have had 5 wounds, which is good. But okay, the dragon has been healed and Sauron is on there. Now let's see what Thijs is gonna do. I would assume he's gonna start hitting again. I'm not quite sure if he has other awesome cards up his sleeve still, or that he's just gonna use something else. But yeah, let's see. I think Thijs is deciding how and what. Again, he received another pillage token with Eric. So he's gonna find one and grab one again. So he's gonna put it onto the Iron Makers. And he's gonna hit with Carl again, which we all thought that's gonna happen eventually. So let's see him. 7 attacks again. Probably 1 auto wound because of Carl. No further cards. Oh, if this had precision right now, then that should have been amazing. So first, you use Sauron, yeah. D3 blocking for 2, so 2 are going off. So he's back to 4 dice defending. And then -1 since he is in sight. So 3 are coming through. So that means he gets his 3 wounds back that he just healed. And he gets another wound because of Carl. So he's now on 6 wounds. 2 wounds left on the Rhaegal. Patrick needs to move away, otherwise he's going to lose probably Rhaegal as well. And that is something that he can't afford, I think. But let's see. Maybe he has a swift retreat as well in his hand, so he can make first the attack and then move away. Or he's just going to move away over the barricade. But let's see what he's going to do. Still close games. They still both can win this game, I think, because they're so close to each other. But technically, okay, Patrick is gonna make an attack. It seems. Oh gosh, he makes another one. Damn. So he kills 4 of the Reapers and makes them weaken again. But again, the 1. Dang. Not normal. And then morale check. Both the corpse power and Tree are going to do. And probably Asha is not within 6. So they've got the -2 on their morale. An 8. Oh, I don't think it's enough. It's just enough. Nice. Just enough. So they don't fail their panic test. Asha's gonna play a card, or yeah, Ironborn Metal. When a friendly unit passes a morale test, score 2 wounds. If the unit is in short range, okay. Oh, okay, so just 2 wounds back, which gives Thijs the opportunity to get back to full ranks, which can be the difference maker here right now. So yeah, just you. It's terrible, man. It's really really terrible. Again, the one. It's until now just only once. Maybe I saw 1, 2 in the early game, but the rest is just once. But okay, Thijs is gonna make the attack action. If Patrick would have been smart, he would have moved with Rhaegal, but because now he's getting attacked by the side again. So Thijs made 6 hits. Thijs is weakened, so is he gonna use it against him? Doesn't seem like that. So he blocks D3 hits. So just 3 hits coming through. However, he gets 1 auto wound, so he's on 7. He fails 1, he's dead. Oh, he fails 2. Oh no. So that means a dead Rhaegal. Oh. Terrible. Terrible. You have to feel bad for Patrick, to be honest. And yeah, what is it? Thijs kills another dragon. Comes back on 5 VPs. And is moving back to the objective. If Thijs could move with Asha on the objective, he would score more. And now Patrick has no other opportunity, but he needs to come and go for it. If he doesn't, he's not going to win anymore. So he's probably forced to go with Drogon in there and start making some kills. It's the only opportunity that he has, because Jorah's not going to do it. And I think Daenerys can do it, but Daenerys is not going to go fast enough and doing the damage that she needs to do. So I think they have now, like, they already had 2 pillage tokens, not 3. Oh well. So Drogon, he's invisible there, but Drogon is still there. Drogon needs to do something now and start helping his mother doing more damage. Ugh. Patrick just only rolled once. It's terrible. To be honest, when I played against him with my Baratheons, and I think Greyjoys are a bit faster than the Baratheons, so they have the advantage of that. But I failed every panic test on my Baratheons, and what is it? I got killed so hard every time when Patrick. Every time if Patrick went in there, he just did 6 damage, 6 damage, 6 damage. So yeah, you're correct. Just you. If Danny goes in at Carl's unit and Carl can kill her as well, Patrick is giving another few victory points away, and then it's game. Then Thijs is gonna sneak away this game. I see a 3 finally, or come on, a 2. Okay, so 5 wounds are coming now from Drogon in the side. So it is damaging Carl's unit. And now Thijs needs to make a morale check. So we could lose another 3 here. Thijs won't lose the unit yet, but he will be really damaged. So let's see what they're gonna roll. So the Hollow Reapers were 6. Vicious and in shooting from the side, so that means that they have got a -3. And the Corpse Spell and Weirwood are setting themselves up, so they're on a 9. Okay, so Thijs fails that again. He gets 1 more wound. I see as well that Patrick wasn't putting down the Panicked from Drogon, so he could have used the Panicked here, because they're not Panicked. But Carl's unit with the Reapers are now down to 1 rank, which means they have less damage, but they're still dangerous for Daenerys if Daenerys wants to come in. So yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. Because it's now up to Thijs' turn. Is Thijs gonna be ballsy, moving away with Carl and taking on Drogon by just using the horse? Because then Patrick needs to activate Delirio to reactivate him, but Thijs will get an opportunity hitting him once. I'm curious. Okay. So here comes. I'm every time losing his name. Wendemir on the crown. I think he's gonna look for some the morale checks on both the Unsullied and. Okay, I heard dice rolling. A 7 is rolled, so it doesn't matter for both of them because Jorah has 4 and the Unsullied as well, if I'm correct. Yeah, so they're both okay, luckily. Okay, Illyrio goes. Illyrio goes on the letters. I think, yes, Patrick is using Illyrio's ability and he's switching him off. And is putting away the activation on Drogon, so which means Drogon is unactivated again, which gives the advantage towards Patrick right now that Carl can't react at the moment. So there's a big chance that Carl is going to die next turn because it's a d3 plus 3 from a dragon. So Carl, no matter if the 1 comes again, Carl is going to die anyway. It seems the trappers are going to move. Okay. 2. So this is the damage probably from Drogon because Thijs didn't move the trappers. And he finished off the Carl and the units, which means another VP for Patrick. And Drogon is safe. Drogon is... So another victory point for Patrick, which brings him to 6. And with the Hollow Reapers now gone, I think it's yeah. Thijs of course can make more points because Thijs is now gonna move Asha towards the corpse spell and start moving on there. So Thijs will score 3 points, and Patrick will score 2 points because Drogon couldn't move back on the objective. Oh no, that makes Patrick 7 points and Thijs 8 points. So Thijs is gonna go and stand in the lead. Oh gosh. Oh boy, boy, boy. Oh, what's gonna happen? So they're gonna move first and normal. And I would assume Thijs is just gonna activate Asha again when he gets the opportunity to go on the objective. It's quite a cool game, guys. It's quite cool. It's not like that someone gets wiped completely, or when it goes down in the books for like a 10-0 or a 10-3 victory. In the end, it will be a really close game. So Patrick is measuring the movement of the Unsullied from their point towards the Asha and Iron Makers. It seems to be a bit more than 9. So they will need to do a 10-inch charge, what would be a 6 for them. I think eventually Patrick needs to go in there and at least start to contest something with Daenerys. Otherwise, he's going to lose in points. But then again, we have to wait and see if he's going to make it. Sorry, I've got one of my little dogs. Not one of my dogs. That it's one of my cats. He wants to see the slaughter as well. So that's why the camera sometimes moves, or why I'm moving away. But alright, so Thijs is gonna move on there with Asha. Again, as I said, I think Patrick is not moving Daenerys. I think he should, but again, that's his choice. He wants to. Okay, so there we go. Thijs move with Asha on the objective. So Asha's now controlling the objective, which means Thijs will score 3 points at the end of the round. And Patrick is going to score 1 of them. So I was wrong all along. The game will continue to turn 5. And Thijs is first player. If Thijs can kill Drogon, he wins the game. Because honestly, I don't see Daenerys killing both the Trappers and the Iron Makers. The Iron Makers as well have 1 pillage tokens, which means they have now a 3-up save instead of a normal one. Thijs is also going to throw a card away. And he's going to do the raiding call. Raid of Bravery, it seems. So Thijs is going to throw all his cards away. I'm going to draw 3 new ones. Patrick did as well 2 cards. I have no idea. Dragon's Flight, which have been in Free Maneuver or March. Or no, yeah, no, Free March, okay. And what was the other one? Going to be a bit brutal. For Fury of the Dragon, okay. Interesting. And as well, then Patrick draw 2 more new cards. So, yeah. Turn 5. First player goes to Thijs. What is he gonna do? Yeah, absolutely, just you. Yeah, yeah. If Daenerys goes on there, then it can be a tie. Then it's 10-10. Whoa, jeez, this game. Whoa, what is gonna happen? Her dice generating, so they probably charge a 5. So I think the Iron Makers are in at Drogon. However, since they're going through the corpse pile, the corpse piles are now these days hindering and horrific. And hindering, if I'm correct, when you move or end through them. Uh, see, yeah, you don't get a charge bonus. So Tice won't have any reroll dice here. But he is in. He gets some heavy hitting in there. The Iron Makers are quite okay. They got critical blow. And they got now +1 defense die. Not that it matters, but they need to do 7 or 4 more wounds on him. He is vulnerable, so let's see what he can do. Hitting on 3s. Ooh! So this means that he has 8 hits at the moment with no reroll. And Thijs is going to make the reroll. Okay. So it gives him 1 extra, so he will have 9 saves to defend. On a 4 up, however, Drogon is vulnerable, so let's see what's happening. So that's 5 wounds at the moment, so that means that Drogon as well is gonna die. It's probably because the objective is on there, guys. Yeah, there we go. Okay, stuff goes wrong really hard now, but okay, it happens. So Thijs is now on 9 points, killing off Drogon. So if the trapper stays on the objective, it's 10 for Thijs and 8 for Patrick. However, Patrick still can move, as someone said, just you on there. He can still move on there on the objective. Um, so yeah, it really depends on what Patrick is going to do. Patrick is going to move with Daniel on the objective. He scores 2 points, 3 points due to Jorah. And then he also gets to 10, and it's 10-10. Which is kind of cool. And a really close game. And then it's just that, yeah, Patrick lost more unit points than the Thijs did. So, yeah. Now the question is Patrick gonna do the right thing here? So we said it's a 9. Nah, Patrick is also like a true Targaryen, and he goes balls to the wall. He's going in there, and he would love to kill them off. So let's see. He needs, since he's moving just 4, he needs a 5. So it's quite a long charge. So he needs to have a 5 here. Oh no no! Oh no! No, Patrick, no! Oh gosh! Oh no! Is there still one of these cards in Targaryens? Okay, so Patrick is gonna roll this his moral check. And he's more than okay with that. So no problems, but he activated now Daenerys. And she's not making the charge whatsoever. I think that's game. I think that's game. Patrick should have had move first horses. Indeed, just like just you said on the chat here. And then from that point on, make the charge or go and stand on the objective. But yeah, he made the mistake here. That's going to cost him the game. Oh, wow. But we'll see. I think there is still a card. Is there not this regular card of Targaryens that you could replace a zone and then make a charge attack? Or is that just a call Drogo card? I have no idea with this. Dang it. Should know these decks a bit better. Especially because I'm looking so much streams these days, but if Thijs is just gonna stand now on the horses and move with Asha on the token, he scores another 3 points and should be okay. Even if Patrick can, for some miracle, go on there, he will win the game. And there he goes. There he goes. Asha is moving on there. Claims the objective. It's because of the cards, guys. Again, sure, lagging. So just help them out. It's not lagging until the end, but okay. So Asha now claimed that. Honestly, Jorah can't do anything against this. He's not strong enough to withstand all that power. So, oh boy. So Thijs is gonna score anyway 3 points. But okay, here we go. Xoran is gonna go on the letters. Patrick is gonna draw 2 more cards. And who is he? Is he doing something? Which unit is gonna get a token? Would say the Ironborn Trappers, but I have no idea how and what. Okay, the Ironborn Trappers are gonna get weakened. Okay, then I see, luckily thanks of this help thing, Delgamir is gonna go, or Wendemir is going on the crown. See another check there from Sir Friendzone. Sir Friendzone is doing what he needs to do. It's just passing his moral checks. So that's doing all well. I have no idea that Thijs didn't use his abilities from Wendemir to make a shift or restore 2 wounds and draw tactic cards. Could have helped him here and there, but yeah. I have no idea. Again, I'm also not a player. There comes Illyrio. Illyrio goes on the swords. Again, I think he should have been already there. So let's see. He goes on the swords. Is Patrick gonna use a card then? No. Okay. Eric is gonna go on the bags. Eric doesn't have a token anymore, so I think that's it, guys. Thijs is gonna move. Okay. Interesting. I think he's just gonna pivot a bit and then that's it. Or is he gonna charge? You are a true hero. You are a true hero, my friend. If you're gonna do that. Yes, he is. He's just going for fun and giggles. He's going into the charge. So he's making a charge. He still, of course, stays on the corpse spell and everything. So he still holds the objective. But this is giving Patrick the opportunity to use his order and making the attack action. What? Just you. How expensive is Windermere? If I'm correct, Windermere is 4 points. So let's see. We're gonna swap him around. Yeah, he's 4 points. So I think all NCUs now are these days at least 4 points, and they go up to 5 or 6. We saw a 6-point NCU, of course, in Tywin. So yeah. Okay, so Patrick is making the attack due to the order. The pikemen are hitting on 3s. They're not fantastic like the sword masters, if I'm correct. Yeah, so he hits 3 times. Thijs failed 3, so he loses a few of them. And now Thijs is going to make an attack. So let's see. First needs to make a morale. Whoa! What? Trappers are making their morale, probably? Yeah, they do. Dang. Dang, mate. It's this trickery. Okay, so they're going to make some hits. 6 hits. Hitting on the 4s, probably. Yeah, hitting on 4s. With a reroll, of course. No, not with a reroll, because you went through the pile, Thijs. You went through the pile. Okay. So it would have been 2 hits instead of 4, but okay. Patrick has, of course, a 3+ save. He can also use the other order, I think they had, or just as the shield wall rule. So he can block D3 first if he wants to. So he's gonna do that first. You can do it, Patrick. Throw that 3. Yeah, buddy. He rolled 3, so that's just only 1 hit coming through, and that one he will save on just a 3 up. Yeah, of course. Justice for corpse pals. Yes. Justice for corpse pals. They need to. Madness. Okay. I see another card. Uh, he's playing probably an hit and run card. Swift retreat, amazing. And Patrick rolled a 4. So he's sneaking on there. Oh my days. So he's moving a 10-inch on the objective. Oh, amazing. So Patrick goes to 10 and Thijs is going to 11. No, to 11, Thijs. Oh no. I can't. Jesus. I can't do anything. It went to 12. Yes, absolutely. Because they had 9 against 12. And this also means that this is the end of the game. That it's done. It has happened. The dragons have been beaten in combat. Again, a really nice game to watch. I think Patrick played the right move here. But Patrick had a lot of bad rolls, man, with the D3 dice. Just a lot of ones. And, yep. Okay, so one moment. I'm gonna go back into the... I can't, dang it. I can't do it, sorry. So, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here, everyone. The guys are finished, so it's 12-10 for the Greyjoys. Again, everyone, thank you very much for watching the stream. We're really happy with the results and everything. We saw a lot of people coming in, coming out, and everything, and see how everything went. I don't know if you all enjoyed. I think I especially want to thank just you for staying with us here and feel the pain of Patrick's D3s and everything. And yeah, we're gonna play, as I said, in the coming week, a few more live stream games. If you like this video, give it a like, put the big thumbs up, and like our YouTube page. We also have got Patreon and everything where you can support us as well in multiple ways. Everyone that's helping us already, fantastic, great. We see a table flip and everything, amazing. Love it. We should always table flip at the end of the games. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next stream. So thank you again very much for being with us, and until next time.